Right, do you see it? I see it now.
Yep, we are live.
There it is. Well, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another stream here on Dynamic Nights Esports. And what we have tonight is something a little bit special. What we have here tonight is the most legendary 3.37 kilometers of racing circuit in the world. Every millimeter of this circuit has etched itself forever within motorsport folklore. The idea of this first came into realization all the way back in 1929. It was the brainchild of the last corner's namesake, Anthony Nobes. And from that single idea, made almost a century ago, forged a jewel. A jewel that forms one of the three parts in the Triple Crown of motorsport. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 12 of the Dynamic Nights Esports Masters Championship, here at the most demanding, the most prestigious, and the most challenging race in the entire calendar. Welcome to the Monaco Grand Prix. And alongside me tonight, and also behind the controls, is Mr. NBC-ALCATRAZ. Mate, it's a pleasure to have you alongside me for this race, and I hope that you're keen for this one as much as I am.
Yeah, I am. I love Monaco, and I'm one of the few that actually do enjoy racing around here, so I can't wait to see what the Tier 1 drivers have in their back pockets this afternoon, especially when Tier 2 Monaco was 2 weeks ago. So I want to see the differences of where they're braking and just learn from it, so it'll be a whole different experience. So I'm keen to see what they pull out, especially in qualifying, Smeggy.
Yeah, qualifying will be really intense. These drivers are some of the best within Australia, and around a circuit like this, that demands perfection. It should be a fantastic qualifying session, as I do believe Todster in the Haas is going to be the first driver to set a flying lap as he drives himself into the wall. Is that wing damage? It is wing damage.
He's lost his end plate there, hitting the hitting at the hotel chicane there.
I wouldn't even call that a mistake. It's just a.
It's just more or less he's accelerated into it.
It's nothing, and it goes ahead and destroys his front wing.
Yeah, for a driver that just did about 25 laps in an F2 car around the track, you would have thought that he would at least know where the braking zones are, especially in a more powerful car. But it's always spicy around here, and he started off strong.
I went back to see the next driver setting a flying lap. That's 40-22, one of the championship contenders. He went ahead and broke his front wing coming through the bus stop section in the third sector. But he still goes faster, so 1 minute 9.377. Not F1 Amazing Hour, LR Amazing Hour, as he's part of a virtual race team now. He's in P3, with Stuart McKenzie in P2.
He must have got signed straight after that Mexico win. They must have seen his performance and thought it was time for him to get the his pen to paper and sign this lap before someone else does. So, as J Banks, reserve driver, decides to come out and show us how it's done with a 192. Ooh, whereabouts?
Oh, Rudy, turn 1, Santa Rod. Deary me.
Rudy?
He went straight on at Santa Rod. Pretty much did a Vettel.
Oh, okay. Using all of the off-ramp there.
Pretty much. No damage though. He seems to be fairly fine. But yeah, Jay Banks, that's an awesome lap. A 1 minute 9.266. Will we see a time in the 1 minute 8s, do you think, Alcatraz? I mean, it definitely seems like it.
Stop it. But
yeah, will we see it?
Well, they started quite strong. They're only a few tenths to break into the 8, so all they have to do is just really get a perfect lap out, and I reckon they can easily get into the 8. As we do have a lot of really quick drivers, but some of them have been known to be extremely quick on TT around this circuit, like Zach Crichton and the Very Lazy Tower. Like, they're rapid around here, but all it takes is just one perfect lap to get that time, and it also takes a lot of blunders to be destroyed from it.
As we were discussing that, Gaming Later has gone into the tyre barrier at Portier basically doing a centre. This time he's still going, proceeds to cut the chicane to try and get back to the pit lane as soon as possible. After mentioning Zach Crichton, do you think he'll get pole position here at Monaco? He is exceptionally quick here. You wouldn't want to count him out.
Yeah, of course you don't want to count him out, but pole position, it's not like one driver in particular is going to get it. Like, I feel like it's a bit of a wild card, because it just takes one really good lap and you can be up in the top 5 quite easily. Like, I reckon, like, if Jay Banks might even improve from his time and go and set possibly the 1/8s. Amazing now, I don't think he's going to get in the top 5. He is new to the wheel. It is a wheeled preference track, but I don't think he's just there yet to perfect a track like this, maybe. He might shock me and get pole. But, yeah, it's all varies, but I believe, as much as he toots his own horn around this track, the very lazy towel, I think we're looking at a top 3 from this lad. He's been a bit unfortunate recently with every league he's raced in, but around here he's just a different animal, especially in the Ferrari. So
yeah, just looking back, Todster, after making a small mistake at the Lowe's hairpin, or wherever it's called these days, he's got that many names, it's ridiculous. Apparently P18 hasn't set a lap time yet. It's coming out of the bus stop chicane into La Rascasse. Tight right-hander, first gear into second, through Anthony Nove, opens DRS and you can see Stilo flying up through to 7th gear and across the line. So 1 minute 10.959. That is actually quite a fair way off the pace.
Yeah.
Of the likes of Jay Banks, Revolution and 40, almost 1.5 seconds off their pace. Massive around the circuit. Like
very lazy tail pulled away from his lap. Maybe he's just testing the waters on certain angles of the track, especially not hitting any of the walls. But now Tonki's about to finish the lap. Oh, lad was about to smash into the back of his teammates. The back of his teammate coming out of the pit, I think. Or
oh no!
It was about to hit.
Really?
It was about to hit the William right in the back, and because he was just keeping that straight line, and he was just going to go into the pit exit. Good, quick reflexes from the lad.
Time trial line. Where he was the inside.
Yeah. I think he was going to smash right into the back of Crossy there. That would have given him a good jump scare.
As I believe Zach Crichton is now on a flying lap. I think this is going to be one to watch. It's coming up the straightaway into Massenet. Now coming into Casino Square. There was a yellow flag, it's gone. And the short blast into the first Mirabeau hairpin. Second gear, a bit of a lockup. It maintains a fantastic amount of speed. First gear around Lowe's hairpin, hugging the inside. Into the second Mirabeau and into Portier. Very nice. Second gear, easy on the third, fourth, fifth gear, sixth gear through the tunnel. Absolutely flat out through this right-hander. Then he'll be looking for that 100 board. No, the 75. Wow. Okay, really they go a lot deeper than what I do. Oh, we've got a lot of people.
Oh, he's got a huge amount of traffic. This isn't good. Oh my god, what's he doing? He's going to go out. He's going to die.
Oh my word. He was trying to negotiate traffic. That was a horrible piece of negotiation by Zach.
What is this?
I'm pretty sure a driver in real life would not have done that. He would have slammed on the brakes.
That could have quite possibly ended his qualifying there. That's ridiculous.
He could have. He could have ruined Jay Banks.
He could have had a huge pile up there with the 3 cars there. Jay Banks and I believe it was Waffles as well. Wow. What is going on there?
Again overshoots into turn 1 at Saint-Devote. That's the second time he's done that. He just hasn't found the breaking point into turn 1. I tend to use the F1 2019 board myself, the board that goes right across the front stretch. But obviously he's just not comfortable braking around that point, just pushing a bit too hard into turn 1. But boy, oh boy, that was a moment and a half from Zach. I'm surprised he hasn't got a 5 grid place penalty from that. The game tends to dish those out.
It was quite huge contact. He lost the majority of his right-hand side wing. But I thought he would have easily lost a wheel there going and hit that wall afterwards as well.
Oh, yeah, with full damage as well. I mean, these guys aren't running reduced or anything. This is full damage. he hasn't got a warning or anything from it as well, just looking at his the racing incidents so far in this qualifying session. He's gotten away with that. Very lucky for Zach, but he was in a very fast lap indeed. He's on the fly, there's one ball on the fly, and I believe the very lazy Tao.
Yeah, we'll stay on board with Tao because he hasn't finished a lap yet, so we'll see where he's going to
looks to be on it. Look at that, sideways out of Larascas. DRS wide open once again. He's hugging that inside wall. Is it fast? It's not quite. P6, the best of a Ferrari.
Not a bad opening lap for him, especially when he's had to return to the pits after his first. So hopefully we can see an improvement from there, as Aaron has decided to leave the pits. So we'll come back to him when he's finished his out lap. Toddy's on another lap here. Let's see if he can break into the 9s. Now, I thought he might have been sick around Monaco, really. He already did an F2 race, and he's gone to do a full F1, a 50% race at Monaco with an F1 car. So either his brain is just messed up because he's used a slower car, or that he's just lost the racing line, because I know he would be using it for that race.
You also have to remember that a Formula 2 car is completely different to one of these things.
Oh,
so
completely different.
It's going to be a bit out of shape coming out of an F2 into this thing. Oh, he almost collides with...
Yeah, it's a common theme tonight. They're getting really close.
I remember a practice qualifying session that I did here at Monaco, and Tao used that time trial line, and I came out of the pits. It was one almighty crash. Probably the most frightening I have ever been through. It was really something else. Let's see him. One amazing out on the mediums. Very odd. That's what you're doing there.
As Aaron's about to start his hot lap here, as he puts the hammer down. He's had a few bad runs this week after his one win, but great momentum through Sandoval there. As going into turn 3 into Massenet, exactly, into Casino. I do have a track map on so I can read the names out as we go. Doing some research here, ladies and gentlemen.
But it's nothing but professionalism here on Dynamic 90s. We've got track maps. We know what corner these fellas are going to and everything.
Exactly, before it even happens, as he's going through the tunnel here, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going into the no bounce.
Oh my
as
god!
It's really close. Oh, Zach just absolutely smashed the tank. Oh, Jesus, I was watching the wrong bloody Mercedes.
That's disgusting! Championship leader just putting his foot down saying, nah, my place. You can all just bugger off.
As we're about to see his teammate Bottas, or who it may concern, about to cross the line. Is he going to reply?
It's a 10. Oh no.
No.
Just under a 10.
Just under 10, so he stays where he is. Now we have a lot of the drivers coming out, so they can possibly have 2 final laps of this circuit.
Oh, and look at that going through. If you can look at the track map, going through the hairpin. That's disgusting.
There's a car that stopped on the roll as well. There's a Red Bull. Is that Dre?
He's pulling off to the side.
Yeah, he wants to be at the back of this group.
Lap as well. Oh, he was on a flying lap. His lap got completely... And look at that through the tunnel. 2 more cars, William and a Toro also, slowing up to try and let traffic through. Oh, this is absolute chaos at Monaco.
Let's see if we can go to the drivers at the front here, and seems to be Plevs. Is he going in? He's going in. Tao looks like he might be the first driver to go out and do a lap, so we'll stay on board with him.
Oh,
as I feel like he's definitely going to go for a top 5, surely.
He's got absolutely no traffic. Look at that track map. It is clear. He's got such a clear run. He really needs to nail this lap. Here we go. Into Massenet. Very nice. 4th gear. Gets as close as he dares towards that wall. A bit of sliding, but he's under control at this stage. 1st skid, then short shifts to 2nd. We'll do the same thing here, I imagine. Oh, struggling to pull that up into the 2nd Mirabeau. coming into Portier now the tunnel. Oh, right up to the wall as well. He's using every inch of this Monaco Grand Prix circuit. Coming up into... Very nice. Now into the back 50-meter board. Through the...
For me, he's just all over the place.
Yeah, same. He's all over the place for me as well.
And he's got to bring that in. He must have got wing damage. I don't know if it's server lag or is it just him, because that was absolutely shocking going through sector 3.
Yeah, he was jumping everywhere. So,
very jittery.
I'm just looking through everyone else. They look relatively okay.
Yeah, so it just must be on his end currently.
Yeah, I saw that as well. He was jumping everywhere. Through the bus stop particularly. It just got worse and worse as the lap went ahead. Hopefully he'll most likely have enough time to come back out. It's a very short lap here.
Yeah, and last week he did lag out of the session, so hopefully he doesn't do so here. But any drive, because they're all coming out at the same time, so we might have to just stay on board with maybe the McLaren, who's at the front of this grid. Oh no, he's let the Williams go, so we'll go back to him.
So Banks was on a flyer.
Oh, so yeah, Crossy is on a hot lap.
There we go. Oh, and look at the track map. It's just an array of colour on a very short circuit. Really.
Yeah, no.
We have to keep an eye on that silver arrows of Zach. That's going to be an awesome lap, I think. Let's see, what does everyone else do? Mackenzie's on a flyer. He's up by 10th of a second. Sector 1 and 2. It's just slow cars, I imagine.
Crossy can finish his lap and still continue to go for another one. As he decides not to, he's in 10th. And amazing how it crosses the line, improves with a 109.2. Now, Jay Banks has started his lap. Now, he was the first one to get on pole position on the first lap, but obviously Zach replied and so forth. But he goes and destroys. Oh, he clipped it, but he didn't destroy his front wing. But obviously, he would. Yeah, he's got to roll out and just go into the pits. Now, this is just when it gets really tricky for cars to give away to traffic. As X Revolution's the next car swinging up.
Mackenzie goes P2 a 108.9. That's a mega lap from the Alfa Romeo driver. He got himself into P2, but Zach Crichton is going to start his last flying lap into Sainte Devote, third gear. Oh, he just nails turn 1 beautifully. My word, that was amazing. Through Massenet, fourth gear, third maybe no way. Third gear through Casino. He's my word, up towards the wall. He's basically nailed sector 1. And he's about even Steven with his own time. Through the hairpin. He is pushing hard for this, ladies and gentlemen. Through the second mirror vote. Jay Banks at the tide. He won't get any higher than P6 at this stage. A fairly respectable starting position. Crossy's out. Amazing hours out. Okay. So let's see here. Mr. Crichton coming into the Novo chicane, using as much as he dares in the braking zone. Coming into the back, fifth gear, turns in beautifully right up against the wall, through the bus stop chicane. Fourth gear, maybe third, no, keeps it in fourth, throws it through there, majestically. First gear through Raskas, into Anthony Nodes, there's yellow flags being waved. DRS open, will this be? Oh, he's done it!
He's done it!
A 1 minute 8.679. That is your pole position time here at the Monaco Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. That is an awesome lap. An awesome, awesome lap. What about his teammate? What can his teammate do? He's improving. And, oh, he just misses out. He will stay in P9. Oh, but what a lap. My word. Every moment of that lap was completely on the edge, but it just looked like he was in complete control. It's just great to watch. And to get pole position by 0.3 of a second on a circuit that's only 3.3 kilometers long is absolutely amazing. Zach Crichton will start on pole position here at the Monaco Grand Prix. My word. What an awesome little piece of qualifying.
It's pure class, really.
There we go, by 0.3 of a second to Stuart McKenzie. That's also a great lap, a 1 minute 8.998. The only other driver in the 8s. That's a fantastic time for him. 40 in P3, X Revolution P4, Amazing Hour P5, Jay Banks in P6. A fill-in driver for tonight, and that's a very respectable time for a fill-in driver. A very lazy tout P7, a very solid P7, but I'm sure he's got a bit more pace up his sleeve. Dr. Dre P8, Aaron P9, and Crossy rounds out the top 10. My word. That's absolutely fantastic. Hopefully, some of the magic from qualifying will bleed into the race that we're just about to witness. Hopefully, this is going to be something else. Oh boy. And it looks dry too.
Oh, it would have been something else if it was raining.
If it was raining, no, man, you're right. It would be something else. Oh boy. 39 laps in front of us. 39 laps.
It's quite insane because I think from Zach's first qualifying time, even if he did crash and decide to take all those people out, if he did get his 5 grid place penalty, he would have stayed at the top with his first time. He improved by 2/10, and Stuart McKenzie was still a 10th off his first time. So it's just insane. But
that is a genuinely amazing lap, really.
But Monaco, you don't have to be particularly quick around here to win a race. It's more or less just grid position. It can be anything. Turn 1, safety car, and all that stuff. It all comes down to strategy at the end of the day.
Yeah, there's not many overtaking opportunities on this circuit. It's very well known that it's almost near impossible to overtake around here.
You more or less have to be perfect from... It's not just the first corner that you've got to catch up on. It's the next 3 that you have to really think about when you're making a move.
Yeah, exactly.
As the Tier 2 drivers learnt that it is very frustrating being behind another car. So hopefully these Tier 1 drivers do have the resilience to stay back behind maybe a back marker, a few more extra turns, or the drive that they need to pass for a perfect moment, so they don't get caught up in losing front wings. But for 39 laps, this is going to be some special driving from these drivers. No assist, no racing line, the usual stuff here. So I cannot wait for this one.
Around the circuit that demands perfection. No, it requires perfection. If you screw up by an inch, you're dead. You're into the wall, your race is ruined. That's it. It is basically a one warning and you're done sort of thing. If you break your wing, your race is done. Basically. Unless there's a safety car, which can happen around here at Monaco. But with the sheer skill of these drivers, they're not going to make too many mistakes, and I don't think there'll be... There may be one safety car, but I don't think there'll be 2 or 3, I think. These guys have enough skill to avoid that sort of thing. But 39 laps, 19 corners on a lap, they have to perfect 741 corners over this race. That's what they face in front of them, with no assists at all. This is going to be the biggest challenge they face all year. And ladies and gentlemen, let this show begin. We have 5 red lights. No, we don't. The game is saving. Of course it is. So we're going to have 5 red lights at some point. It's lights out, and away we go here at Monaco, and Zach has got an absolutely fantastic start into Santa Bot, and oh, those are end plates. Everywhere I see end plates. Coming through Santa Bot. Oh my word, they didn't hear Jeff's advice in the pre-race, no heroics into turn 1. I think we might have seen a couple, and that has resulted in a couple of broken front wings. And with that track position from the start, that pole position, Zach leads coming into the hairpin. There's Mackenzie in P2, 40 P3. Amazing out.
Oh, we've got a traffic jam at the back of the pack here.
No. Oh no.
Safety car already. No car seems to have retired, but it was more or less how many cars were stopped. just before the Grand Hotel hairpin there at the first Maribor. But wow, that was, I believe that was Rudy just missing a brake marker there and going a bit too late on the brakes. But they do have a safety car out, so they get to have a little bit of a break here going. first lap, not even done, ladies and gentlemen. It seems we do have a car. Oh no, that's the safety car just chilling on the road. Thought it was a Haas or something. But this gives an opportunity for drivers to fix their front wing.
Midland's 40, he was one. I thought I saw a couple of pink end plates fall off at Santa Bot, and fortunately I was right.
Now, what strategy these guys got to go on? Because tyre compound wise, you probably just go for another soft run really, and just expect another one.
Well, pretty much everyone has done that. They're going on to a medium tyre. I don't think that will make it to the end. I could be wrong. The only two drivers who have gone on to the hards are X-Revolution and Gaming Wafer. Those are the only two on the hard compound tyre. Yeah, I just had to deal with something, so I missed out a little bit of the action. But I thought I saw a Haas basically perpendicular at the second mirror, though, at the exit of the second mirror. That might have caused an accident. Can you confirm or deny that, ALCATRAZ?
Yeah, it was going into the first mirror. I thought it was Rudy either missing. He went and just decided to park the car, and initially I believe he went and hit the wall, but I don't know if he got punted or anything. It wasn't really the focus area where I was looking at that moment, but it was a Renault, and no cars retired, so that's a good sign so far. So as the cars try and catch up to the safety car, so we'll see a Zach Cryan restart. And now the safety car has already enjoyed doing more laps than the F1 car so far.
Yeah, well, I hope this is the only safety car we'll see in this race. I'm sure it will be. But I have been wrong before.
Yeah. So as we get the cars just doing their rounds of Monaco, the DNE multi, unfortunately I still don't have that OBS tech as yet. We have pole to be under at 1.9. We had two drivers decide and do that, so that's a nice tick. Over 1.5 safety cars, we've got one at the moment on lap 1, so we might have that one tick sooner or later. Teammates to collide. Now, we will have to have a good eye for that one, but we do have Stuart McKenzie and Amazing Al next to each other, so that might happen. And that could be the downfall of the Alfa Romeo team, trying to catch up in the Constructors' Championship. And then we have Tao to be taken out by a lapped car. Now, a lapped car in T1, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to retire before they get lapped.
Yeah, I think so too.
But that's the multi for this afternoon.
Let's see. I'm just looking at the warning list just to make sure.
Oh yes, of course. I think Swaggy already had a 3-second given to him on lap 1.
Yeah, he did. He got a 3-second corner cutting.
Yes.
And he got a collision with Rudy in the Renault.
5-second track extension just then.
Oh my word.
Under safety car, and safety car is in this lap. So the professional Zach Cryan will slow down the pack massively to give himself as much room needed for this restart, as the pit lane is quite close, so he's got plenty of time to doing so. Now there's a bit of a trick here. Apparently you want to slow down as much as you can just before the right-hander, so everyone's still in first and you slip into second, as he does. And he should get a nice spring on them, but Jay Banks 5-second penalty for collusion on the restart. So the back of the pack is just...
So they're trying to bunch their way through Anthony Noakes, and they're just collecting each other, and there's Revolution and J Banks go side by side coming into centre. No, Revolution pulls out of it. Zach Crichton leads the way. It wasn't a great restart. He hasn't pulled away from the two Alphas behind who are hunting him down. But he's done a good enough job to hang on to the lead, which is critical around a circuit as difficult to overtake like this. He's got his teammate Aaron in P4, who's looking good. He's made up quite a number of positions, up 5, in fact, from that restart, and after the first couple of laps. Tao finds himself in P5, very nice for the Ferrari driver. Dr. Crane P6, Rossi in P7, Romy Alonso P8, and Spilly, Rudy, and Wogpoly in 9th, 10th, and 11th, all of them up 6 positions. So these guys have made big gains after what happened on lap 1. Yeah. Zach has started to put the hammer down. He's almost got a 1 second gap to Stuart McKenzie in P2 already. He can get out of that second gap.
First lap completed. In lap
First
5.
profits lap, yes, exactly.
So the fastest lap was obviously 1:13. So as we have 3-second penalty for Crossy for multiple warnings. Now, Amazing Hour is actually getting a lot closer to Stuart than Stuart is getting towards Zach Crichton here. So, but energy-wise, Zach always loves just draining everything. He's up to 27% compared to Stuart, clearly with more energy at 73%. But then there's a bit of a gap. Aaron's 1.1 second behind, so... Oh, maybe we will have a lapped car as Rudy's in the pits on hards. So we could have a lapped car. Really than expected.
It'll take some catching up to do.
It will, exactly.
So... But now Zach's done exactly what he wanted to do. He's now outside of that 1 second margin to Mackenzie in P2. Is Mackenzie holding up Amazing Hour? Does Amazing Hour have more pace? Well, at this stage we don't quite know. We only can find out if Macca lets him by.
Yeah, exactly. Is he going to let him by as well? Because he's got a bit of a Drivers' Championship to look out for here as well, Stuart McKenzie, so...
40 sets a new fastest lap on a set of medium tyres as J Banks is in.
J Banks, the
lad change and serving a 5 second.
Back of the pack has got a bit of a train here that's starting with Swaggy. J Banks has decided to leave the session. Did he retire said car?
No.
That is...
But he might have just lagged out, so...
Yeah, hopefully it's just not too coincident. But I do have the AI, because it's Monaco, on a really high setting. So I hope it doesn't be too much of a nuisance. But...
Well...
Once
I
again,
said it would be a mammoth task for Zach to catch up to Rudy. It wouldn't be a mammoth task to catch up to an AI. On what is it? Mediums? I think he's on mediums.
Yeah.
Mediums. So. Hope he joins the session at least, and if he wants to retire the car, he retires it properly in the pit lane in 23 seconds. Because yeah, to have that effectively a mobile chicane on the circuit.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be, especially at this time where they've had issues in the past with as Tods is now into the pits.
And these guys aren't liking the conditions at the moment. They don't quite have the confidence around this circuit. They're making a few mistakes and bumping into walls. It's costing them time and positions, having to get their wings replaced. Zach, he hasn't been able to pull away from the 2 Alphas behind, not as much as he think he probably should. Gap has just come under 1 second between the top 2.
He has dropped 40% of his ERS that he had saved before, so he's definitely trying to use it all to gain back up.
So it seems that McKenzie does have pace then.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe, or maybe so Amazing now was giving him signs to start pushing. To stay within that 1 second. Now I went and got words from the McLaren race team, and unfortunately the driver decided to leave the session and not retire the car promptly. So hopefully
get in this session,
hopefully he can rejoin the session and retire the car, because this could be a real issue. As don't tell me.
It's already proving to be.
It's already...
Rudy and Banks side by side to... Fuck! Oh, God.
Oh, mate.
The AI on the medium tyre, the not AI driver, on the hards with a completely destroyed front wing. Oh, no. I wonder. I dread to wonder. I have a feeling Rudy might retire from the session.
I have a feeling this is only going to get worse from here. As we have Romeo Alonso rotate with his teammate here. No Val chicane, so that's a great move down there. Unfortunately, we just missed it. Now, everyone seems to be really close, but obviously not prompting for moves. As Crossy was looking for a move down around the outside, he's got to go double check as he goes into the pits. There's a lot of drivers going to the pits at lap 7. Maybe they're going for the undercut, getting some fresh air here.
Oh, I don't know about. Oh, it's going to be close between AH and the Red Bull. That Rebel's got him. It is Revolution. And he can go to the end on those hards as well, I think. But he's got track position. He's effectively in
the
third
leader.
place. Maybe
yeah, effectively third. Exactly. Yeah.
When Stuart McKenzie comes into the pit.
Yellow flags. Is that a Haas?
I think it is a Haas.
It was Toddy's lost that complete front wing. He's gone too quick in there. He's gone too quick and just smashed his tyre.
Oh no.
He's absolutely destroyed his tyre at the back.
Oh, he just turned in a little too early, going a little too fast as well.
You've got no front wing and you know you can't go flat.
No,
it's beyond a rookie error from him. Now, obviously it's just a virtual safety car, not a full coursed one. So the drivers do get a time to relax.
Zach and Stuart take the opportunity.
He does, and he follows. But it's green light racing as soon as they go in, so it's not much of a free pit stop at all.
They'll gain a little bit. If they manage their deltas well, in comparison to the drivers behind, they'll gain a little bit. Let's see, where does AH come out? Where does Revolution come out? I think Revolution has got them both. In fact, I think Amazing Hour has got them both. Here we go, into turn 1 at Saint Devot. This might be some side-by-side action. That comes out in front. Here we go, up the hill, coming into Massenet. They're still side-by-side. Zach hanging around the outside. Oh, no way, he's not going to make that lead. And damage! Damage for the championship leader. That's a broken wing. Oh, no. He has definitely got damage.
He's lost an end play on the right-hand side there, Smeg, after going around the outside there.
He couldn't hold it around there. On the loose stuff. Oh no. So effectively Revolution takes the lead of this race. He's effectively the leader. He can make it to the end, I do believe, on that set. Zach, he would be absolutely furious with himself after making that costly error at Massenet. Oh no. Look at this, coming through to back. Look at the understeer. Oh, it's horrible with that Mercedes.
Yeah, this has really put him in a sour position now, because he definitely has to pit if he wants to maintain position. But he might be suitable just to stay out and try and hold position here, because you can try and bank on another safety car here.
I mean, the tyres will compensate a little bit for the lack of downforce, so you'll use a little bit more tyre, but it's going to lose so much time. Rudy has retired in the pit lane. As he should.
It's pretty much textbook here.
As Amazing Hour around the
yeah.
outside. No, you're not going to make that stick stun. Oh, he is going to make that stick.
Surely not. Oh my god.
Still hanging around the outside. Revolution on the inside. He still has the inside into Portier. And
you know what? Zach Ryan's going to follow through as well. Oh no, this is
an Amazing Hour.
Well done.
Takes the lead, the effective lead of this race. Revolution. Oh, that was close. That was super close between Revolution and Amazing Hour. Aaron, a 3-second time penalty. It's not. Oh, and the Red Bull into the wall. That's Revolution. And he's got a broken wing as well.
The pressure and those hard compound tyres just couldn't hold it all together there. As he wisely goes in, he'll go onto the medium compound, I believe, for the end of until the end of the race. As Aaron's into the pits coming out on the mediums, he will slot behind Stuart McKenzie. Aaron Swaggy, he's slotting behind Swaggy here. But now Zach Ryan is already 1.3 seconds behind Amazing Hour. That wing damage is... Yeah.
You 100% need to safety car. His race for the win, at the very least, at this stage is done. Desperately needs a safety car. But He can try and hang on to P2. Mackenzie's going to be way quicker, but on a circuit like this, you basically just park the car in the middle of the road, and the driver behind can't really do anything. So Zach can probably hang on to this P2, this provisional P2 that he's got at the moment. Oh, that's a massive blow after going so well in qualifying. So
I think amazing. I was about to get fastest lap here as he purple sector 2. So 40 Romeo Alonso Spilly. Still the drivers yet to pit, so they'll be going for a very long time till their soft run. As Amazing Now does cross the line with the fastest time with the 1:12.2. Now Amazing Now, hopefully he's not going to be super aggressive towards these drivers who are effectively in the lead but who haven't pitted, and he just holds his ground, but obviously they've got to hold him up enough for Zach Cryan to catch up. So really depends on how he feels here.
Too aggressively either. Yeah. He's got an edge over Zach in the fact that he's got a complete front wing. I don't think he would want to risk breaking his own in trying to overtake drivers who are going to pit regardless. They are going to hold him up there. They might just give Zach enough of a chance to try and get back at him, try and get back in front. We'll see how it pans out, and see how the Alfa Romeo driver goes. Back into the swimming pool section. There's no real overtaking opportunities here. Might sense an opportunity at Rascash. Oh, is that a wing damage? No, it's not.
No wing damage, but there was definitely contact, yes.
Oh, here we go. Down the pit straight. He's not close enough. He backs it out. And Spilly goes deep.
Spilly goes deep. Oh, side contact there on the side pod there. As Spilly has to let him go now. He's got the older medium compound tyres. He couldn't hold it with him side by side through there. As Amazing now might go for another move here. He's going down the inside against Romeo Alonso. He's made two moves all in one sector there. Oh, we've got a parking lot. Spilly takes out the effective driver's leader here. Puts him into the wall. Oh my god.
And Zach's fallen down to 6 and Mackenzie has gone through. Oh no.
He basically put him in a pinhold, and Spilly's still defending. So even though Spilly's made the mistake here, he's still going to defend, even though he's got 13 lap-old mediums.
And Zach is going to be absolutely fuming at this stage. He's not a driver that I've seen lose it on a mic, but I'm sure he is losing it at this stage. Yelling at him to get out of his way. Revolution, another 3 seconds. Oh, and a little bit of contact, a little bit of more contact.
Yeah, he's definitely giving him some signs here to move. Yeah, but Spilly's just got to be... Spilly's... Oh! Huge contact. He's going to let him... And he graciously lets him go, but then Aaron makes the move on the double! Jumps them both!
Zach obviously feels as if that he's definitely in the wrong and is not going to take advantage of the seat. Oh, and more contact.
I feel like this is only going to get worse rather than better here. I think either a whole wing's going to be gone or a car's got to be DNF'd by the end of this.
I mean, is Spilly even aware that Zach intentionally let him back in front? Or did he think that he just made a mistake at Saint Devant and he's still going to fight him hard?
Because we're going to see another move down here at the Novel. Surely. No, he's getting a better run
Zach's
every time.
Out. A little bit of contact again.
But Crossy's having a peek here. And Zach is weaving in and out. Now we're looking, at the moment, we're looking at an Alpha 1-2 as Banana Cake Pie has mentioned, which is going to be massive in the constructors, but we obviously still have a Mercedes 5.7. But the way this is going, Zach is looking like he might not even finish this race.
He is in a sandwich at the moment. He's got Spilly in front, who is fighting as if his life depended on it.
Spilly
and he gets a 3-second penalty. He is pushing that hard. He's trying to hold on to this position. I kind of get it, because if there's a safety car, suddenly you've got track position. You're in properly 6th place. So,
he's got to hang it around the outside. No, Spilly moves his car, and this is Monaco. You don't have... There is not a lot of room to give here, as Crossy's getting all involved and deciding to hit Zach from behind, as Toddy has rejoined. So hopefully that is to try and... but hopefully he's rejoined to give maybe Swaggy an invite back, because to try and retire that car. But Zach hanging around the outside.
He has the inside. And Mackenzie gets a quick second. So he's happy with that. He said that move was fair. He was pushing hard. He was fighting hard with a Ferrari, and he's finally through. But he's lost a lot of time. He has lost a bucket load of time to his rivals.
Yeah, an absolute insane amount of time here, as we do have a message here from the pit wall, as Toddster would like to join us in the combox this afternoon. So Smeg, if you wouldn't mind, if you do mind, or if you don't mind, bring him in if you do. But ask him a few questions. But obviously, to get his input as well, don't mind having an extra pair of eyes looking at the bottom half of the grid, because we're just stuck on Zach here, cutting through the pack here, as he's finally gone behind, past Spilling the lap before. But
what's your name? Where are you? For goodness sake, you're all the way down here.
But now Crossy is staying behind Spilly at the moment. Now, is he going to give him the same defensive treatment as he did Zach here? Because like you said before, if there's a safety car comes out then track position is perfect for these cars.
There you are. I've sent him an invite. If he wants to join, he can.
Cash money.
Yeah. Cash money. Exactly right.
Crossy, 3 seconds.
Yep. Another penalty. And
there seems
I wonder how long Fordy's going to stay out on those meetings. How hard is he going to...
How long do the softs last around Monaco? Around 10 laps?
Yeah,
but Roscoe's out for 15, or maybe it is 16 laps actually. It's 16 lap softs and then the rest are mediums.
As Mr. Todster has joined the session,
Haas driver.
G'day.
First retiree. Share voice on.
Well, I don't really know much about a Haas driver.
Just check as your voice sharing, because it's always toggling.
No, it is.
Oh, good lad.
So what happened to you at the back? Just had a mistake into the wall?
No, I got pushed into the wall.
Oh.
By the gaming wafer.
Oh. We didn't see the Toro also there. Okay.
Yeah, because I thought you lost it. Because I thought you lost it at the Noval, and then with your no wing, you try and take it through to back at full speed, and obviously.
That's when I retired. Yes. Sorry, when I retired.
Yes, that's what happened there. I was like, where's the magical car?
yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant lap 1.
Yeah, okay.
Gaming Wafer's got the cloak of invisibility on, taking out cars, is he?
Well, I'm not really familiar with the corner now, so I'll try my best.
No, I've got a track map on.
Do ya?
Yeah, man. I'm using those resources, dude. I don't have the overlays, but I've got Google.
Anyway, so I'll try and explain it. On lap 1, we're going up the hill, right?
Yep.
And I've had a good run. I've overtaken Romy because I'm on the soft tyres. He was on the mediums.
Yep.
And then I'm hard against the left-hand wall. And I've braked for the left-hander there. And he's like sort of come around. And I was right against the wall and he's tapped me front wheel. So I've sort of spun it a little bit, like a half spin, but I've caught it. Yep. And then going down into, what's that called? That right-hander before the hairpin.
Yep. Yeah, the Mirabeau hairpin just after the first sector.
Yeah, the corner before that, yeah. Waffles has decided that he wanted to try and overtake me down the inside, but he hasn't stopped. Right. And he's pushed me into the wall.
Oh dear. So I thought I saw
was that the one that prompted the safety car? Because I thought it was Rudy that was
so.
into the wall there, not you.
Oh, we were all into the wall.
You're all into the wall, so yeah. So yeah, that all adds up now.
I thought I saw a Haas up there, and I thought I saw one half spin.
As Aaron was about to make a move down the inside, going into 4th. But Aaron's basically in P3, technically, at the moment.
So, or less. Romy Alonso needing to make another stop, and I'm sure Alonso's going to try and fight for this position like Spilly did to Zach Crichton.
Yeah, Spilly was fighting for his life.
Oh.
after making a mistake at the hotel.
Now, I wonder if there's going to be any orders between Aaron and Zach to let Zach by for the sake of the championship.
Zach's got wing damage as well.
I do, we all know. We saw the mistake he made at the top of Massenet when he was fighting Amazing Hour.
Yep.
He's even got more wing damage. He's got both end plates completely destroyed.
He would have lost the last end plate when the Spilly incident happened. Tell getting his first sets of penalties at P10.
That's his second one.
Oh, Spilly losing another end plate there. Trying to stay in front of Dre. So he's really... surely he's going into the pits because he's holding up his teammate here behind Dre's. Tail's going to hang it around the outside as Spilly decides to finally go inside and his battles.
He's been fighting so hard.
Tail's in a Red Bull sandwich here. He's got Dre in front and Revolution behind.
It's not looking good for Tao, but hopefully he can try and find a way past Dr. Dre and hopefully try and start to pull away. Toddster, how are the conditions out on circuit for the most part?
They were good. Perfect conditions for racing. I was keen. Felt like I could have, obviously not win the race, but you know, keep it a bit clean and get some good results.
Yep.
But no, it wasn't to be. But no, the conditions for driving were perfect.
Yeah, okay. But that happens, you know, with Monaco. It's one small mistake that a driver makes and it just amplifies because of the narrowness of the circuit.
You get them lap 1 heroes, don't you?
Yeah, there's always a couple of lap 1 heroes that always ignore what Jeff tells them to do as F1 Amazing Hour, rather LR Amazing Hour. I'm gonna have to try and get used to that. It's a 3-second point penalty.
Left, right. What is it? What is it? What's the league called or team?
I think it's called Livid
Racing, I believe.
Livid.
Something like that. Yeah. Livid. Yeah. They have a Twitter page and everything.
Oh, got more than us.
Oh no. Yeah, big time. That's how it is.
Yeah, big time
all over
rushy.
the back of Alonso, like really all over the back of Alonso. Can he make a move here? No, he can't. Alonso just holds the inside line. That's all you have to do at Monaco. Try and hold that inside line and make the driver attacking do all the hard work. And that's bringing Zach Crichton and Crossy ever so much closer as Crossy.
He's in hot lap and everything. He's really pushing to try and get in front of Romy here. But
here we go.
Romy's,
5%.
Yeah, he was in hot laps through the whole of Sector 1. He was flat.
Oh, me. I'm just going to quickly check penalties between the top two, as in the two alphas. I know Amazing Hour has got 3 seconds. What does Maka have? He also has 3 seconds, so they're on level terms. What about Aaron? He's got 3, so everyone here seems to have penalties of some sort of description, except for Zach Crichton. He's the only driver within the top 6 who hasn't got a penalty, if I'm not mistaken. No, Alonso hasn't got one as well. And 40. So 40, Alonso and Zach Crichton are the only drivers to not have penalties in the top 6, but 40 and Alonso have to make another stop, so they're going to be bumped down the leaderboard a little bit. So at the moment it's looking like a comfortable 1-2 for Alfa Romeo at this stage.
Yeah, for the driver's standings, I think for Alpha they will jump Racing Point. Obviously it's still quite a hefty lead Mercedes have got, but to get into second place, Alpha, this 1-2 will easily jump them into second place here. But yeah, Mercedes with 566 points is just dangerous. And
Tao goes on. He goes straight ahead at the chicane. He outbrakes himself and he gets a 3-second time penalty. For the, and I saw an end plate. And I think Alonso's got damage. Alonso, I thought I saw a missing end plate and he's in. I think he has to get a front wing change as well, if I'm not mistaken. There's double checking. Onto the soft tyre, obviously. Yep, front wing change and everything, dearie me. Thought I saw a pink end plate. There we go. And he falls all the way down to 12? No, probably just 10th at this stage.
3 seconds. Yeah. Alright,
Now,
he's 31 seconds behind Stuart McKenzie, so that's a huge gap.
it's
That
absolutely
the back mark, I wouldn't say back mark, it was more or less the people with the drivers who haven't pitted have held them up quite a lot, especially the instance with Spilly and so forth. But Spilly is on the hard compound, so that's new.
okay.
Um,
Why? Why go out on the hards for? You could easily make it on the mediums. I mean, easily. Oh wait, he started on the mediums, didn't he?
yeah, so I thought he would have gone to the softs.
Yeah, the softs could probably make it as well. Okay, that's an interesting call from Ferrari. Obviously, part of their grande strategia.
As Jay Banks is behind the leaders here, so obviously they got past Jay Banks quite comfortably. Maybe the back marker, Jay Banks was doing a great job there, as the AI knows.
The
AI tech.
Oh, crash!
Where?
Oh. Where on earth is that? That's Revolution and Tau. Revolution and Tau.
Tau's lost the entire front wing. Oh no, he's lost the end play of the left-hand side. Now the Rebel driver let it. Yeah, the Rebel driver did stop. So maybe it was X-Revolution just hitting the back of Tau, causing him to hit the wall. And then obviously it was like the same instant as before when Zach hit Spilly and he just gave the position back. But wow, that's really stopped the momentum here for Tau. As that end plate's absolutely ripped off. Same with X-Revolution, so they got matching front wings here.
Oh no, Tau. He hasn't been taken out by a back marker. He's been taken out by a person who's been raced. Well, we don't know that. He might have made a mistake and Revolution just got involved in it.
Yeah, we can only see the dots.
But I saw the two dots completely stationary at the exit of Santa. Oh, and Tau goes deep. Deary me, that broken wing, and he's going to stay out. Probably a sensible decision, really. Might
as well hold them up. As X-Revolution looks like he's just got to hold back for a few laps here.
Yeah.
As Amazing Hour is just staying behind 40 here. Obviously 40 yet to pit. Well, X-Revolution's had a fantastic drive. He's really proven himself with the wheel again. Even though we had Zach had an incident coming out of the pits, but that's the difference.
And Tau's let Revolution by. Tau has let Revolution by for P7.
Yeah, that wing is
interesting.
That wing does not look good.
I don't know. Maybe he's just going to come into the pits, perhaps with I don't know what Tails is going to do. I'm sure he's pretty frustrated with what happened.
Yeah, everyone does get points, so hopefully he can just ring this out. He still has a top 10 potential finish, but maybe he knows with time penalties he just isn't going to make it as Romy Alonso makes a move on Swaggy.
Yeah, at the chicane. Swaggy's got damage too. He's got a completely broken front wing on both sides.
Oh, yeah, that's shattered. He's bouncing off of all the walls. As he just cut it. He had to cut that. Surely he's going to bring that boy into the pits. He's going to just die if he stays out. As he decides to stay out. Now that's just becoming a hazard.
Good on
as
him.
Tau goes into the pits. Sector 3 incident. Huh?
No, it's a slow car.
It's just a slow car. But Swaggy, I don't know, champ.
Mate, I don't think that's a very good idea, son. Oh, now Spilly's right behind him. Look at this. Spilly, questionably, is getting a bit of his own medicine, having to deal with this sort of track. Oh, and he's fine. Oh, and contact. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, you're kidding.
Oh, we got Red Bull slipping in here as well. Dre takes advantage of all of it.
At the hairpin.
Yeah, he takes advantage.
Well done. Oh, in contact as well, I think, between the Red Bull and the McLaren.
Oh no!
Side by side. Oh, Swaggy, big understeer.
Oh, he's lost all of it. It's all ripped off now. Surely you got to bring that boy into the pits. Oh, he's hit the back end.
It's actually.
He hits that boy in reverse.
He
gets out the way.
Very well.
Good.
That's good. He does very, very well to get out of the way.
As Plebs is coming behind him as well. Hopefully he doesn't do a toddy and absolutely ring the wheel off here. As he's going in half throttle, he's flat. He's still flat. Don't die!
Oh, come on. Come on,
Bring it
Flavio,
on!
get
No,
back
no,
to
no,
the- Oh, wait. Safety car! We've got a safety car!
You're
Oh my
so
goodness.
predictable. Oh, Pose was about to dive in and he rejected it.
Oh.
Oh, this could be mad techers.
Oh,
Unfortunately, Swaggy and Toddy can go and have a somewhere to talk about that.
So F1 Amazing Hour is in. Alpha are going to double stack, which makes sense. Oh, J Banks. Oh, that's the AI. Never mind. No need to worry about that.
40 stays out. He still has to do a pit. 40 has to do a pit. No, wait. 27 laps.
No, you can make it.
No, he has not boxed. Why has he not boxed?
It has.
Stuart McKenzie's still waiting to go into the pits on my screen.
He
is.
Dan is
Oh,
out.
now he's coming out.
What is going on there? Oh, that's going to be close.
Just
Even
a bit of
Aaron.
lag, I think. Aaron comes out in
Aaron's got
front.
in
Oh, drive-through
Plebs,
penalty for
drive for it.
Plebs. No, he's done an Alcatraz.
He seems to be pretty good at getting them.
Yeah. I know when to grab him.
Zach is now going to get... Oh, no,
Oh, and he's
Zach's
got to
not
cut
gonna
that
lose
corner
anything.
now. You've got to get another time penalty, are you, Plebs? Yes, you are.
Oh no. Oh no. But that's very interesting to see that 40 didn't go into... Wait, did the safety car... What, did he cross the pit lane? No, he couldn't have, because Amazing Hour went in. So...
As Plebs comes to serve that drive-through, I don't know if you can serve them under a safety car. I am unsure about that.
No, I
As he
think you
goes
gotta do
into
it.
pit,
Oh, you green.
No, he'll pit. He won't be able to serve under a safety car. You have to serve a drive-through under green flag running.
so my man has to wait all the way until the end. As Tao is a back marker in the P2 slot,
Yep, currently
so
P13. Now,
he will
he
be
has to go
blue.
in.
So he'll be blue flagged.
He's not going in.
He's on one lap old mediums, but yeah, it makes sense if you just go to the back, as he's got the green
Wait
flag to go
a
past the
minute.
safety car, so that makes a lot more
Wait
sense now.
minute. So 40 doesn't really have to make another stop.
He doesn't. He just gets
No,
to
he
chill
can
on
do
those
one
28. But at 28 laps on the mediums, he's about to go to 30 plus laps on mediums.
Oh, I mean,
He's rev bombing the hell out of third.
He's got track position, that's for sure. And Amazing Hour's got J Banks in front of him, the AI J
Yeah.
Banks. So
Now,
that's gonna be a hazard.
what's time penalties going to do for the top 5? That's because I know Amazing Hour's got one. I'm unsure if Aaron's got one. And Aaron's ties. Aaron can definitely go all the
40's
way.
got one. AH has got one. Aaron's got one. Yeah, Aaron's got one.
Okay, so we're battling here.
Mackenzie's got one.
Dre?
Dr. Dre has got one.
But
Crossy
Dre's
has got
a lot.
plenty.
He's behind a lot of back markers here. There is
Zach
a heavy
Crichton
amount.
is on none. Zach is the first driver to have no penalties in this order.
So fifth, sixth, and seventh are quite behind, obviously because of they've decided to pit, but they have a lot of back markers that hopefully will just let them go through nice and clean. But
How much will this AI hamper F1 Amazing Hour, I wonder? Will it dive out of the way as soon as possible, or will it hold them up into turn one, maybe into through the first couple of corners, and then try and pull off? I don't know what the AI is going to do. Oh boy. At 40 on 28 lap old mediums, can he pull it off? I wonder, can he pull it off? He's got a mammoth task. He goes behind
he's definitely doing a Lewis. Those tyres, they're dying, but he will probably still have pace.
Tires are dead.
Bono, I don't know what you want me to do with this strategy. I'm not going to have the car behind, he's on fresh softs.
That was a great impression.
I know, it's almost like I'm Lewis.
Yeah, exactly the same, actually.
Oh, Lewis, just thinking about it, if you match the pace to the car behind, but I can't keep the car behind, Bono, can't you see that? Well, all that 40 needs to do is basically drive in the middle of the road and he'll be alright. And plus, there's going to be 2 laps where there isn't a where there isn't DRS. So that's taken out of F1 Amazing Hours sort of arsenal for those couple of laps. After that, he'll have it. But even with DRS, it's still incredibly difficult to overtake around this circuit. So a safety car is now in this lap. So we'll be back under green flag running very, very shortly. Now, what is 40 going to do? He's going to back him up. And remember, F1 Amazing Hour won't be out. Oh, it's Tal. Oh, 3 seconds. Dear me. Oh, gaming
away for 3 seconds. Plebs is retired.
Yeah. Plebs?
He crashed.
He's crashed!
Under safety car conditions at the back of the grid.
Oh,
wow. So we have a couple collisions. Someone has decided to die.
What?
It is pretty bad when you come in, if you're at the back of the grid and you're coming around there.
And straight away, Amazing Hour down the inside at turn 1. Now he's got his sights set on that racing point of 40.22. Can he do anything? But that is an extraordinary restart.
Now, it was beyond me, as Amazing Hour was about to ring it around the outside. Those
tires
look
hold it there too.
He's going to... Oh, his tyres are locking. Oh, he's about to pin him against the wall. Pins him, but you can be a bit... Now, you can't be super nice through there as he gets the job done. There's always going to be contact there, as Amazing Hour has taken P1 at the moment, as 40's on 30. That pulled me, as I still can't get over that. But...
Oh, has he thrown that away? Has he thrown that race away? Oh no, an Amazing Hour's got just clear running to the end of the race.
Yeah, he's got clean air to even get that 3-second gap that he has on the penalty.
Yeah. And Maka down the inside at Raskas, and he makes the move stick as well. So he moves himself up into P3. Now he's got his sights on the racing point of 40.22. He's going to try and make this Alfa Romeo 1-2 finish.
Looking at an Alfa 1-2, yeah. Zach's getting held up by this. Oh, and he copped a 3 second for it.
Yeah, he had to try and overtake the AI car of Jay Banks. Cut too much of turn 1 and gets a 3 seconds because of it. So now Zach is on level playing field with the 4 drivers in front. Now he's got Walkboy in front of him. I'm sure Walkboy will get out of his way, probably at Portier. I imagine he'll just pull off to the inside and let him on by. Here we go. Yep, there we go. Very nice driving for Walkboy, but Walkboy gets a superb exit out of Portier.
I think Stuart McKenzie's going to have a look here. He dive bombs. And he forces 40 to cut the corner because he just couldn't go anywhere, really.
Yeah.
So that's just got to tarnish his P3 hopes here, obviously, because he's now got 6 seconds on his over his head here as he's losing all type of grip. As we have a Ferrari gone and Spilly.
Oh, here we go. Oh, thank goodness, that was the last car to get past.
Amazing Hour pinches an extra point here. Fastest lap. Tao gets 5 seconds for gaining 1 position, obviously through the yellow flags from Spilly, which will probably be reversed. Who knows what happened. Gain away for pits.
Yeah, and so does Walkboy as well. Not a bad call. Try and go for fastest lap in the clear air.
Zach got a bit of a great recovery here, obviously having that wing damage staying around 7th.
He's overtaken his teammate. I wonder if he just lets him by.
Zach's about to ring it around the outside here. Is he going to get into the wall?
Not quite. Almost, but not quite.
Rings around the outside. Gets the job done.
Here he goes. He's on the charge here, boys. Watch this.
So, we've got, what's this, 5 laps to go. No, it will be 5 laps to go. So you got 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. We're going to see some of the best laps ever from this man around this circuit. He is going to drive this car. He's going to drive the wheels off this thing to try and recover that 2.5 seconds to Stuart McKenzie. I don't think he'll have the car speed to catch up to Amazing Hour, but he's sure as hell going to try. Now, anything else happening back here? Crossy might be going for a move for P6. No, he'll pull back. He's now in the Red Bull sandwich. Dr. Dre and X Revolution. Oh, dear me. Coming up through. Oh, it's Crossy almost goes into the back of Dr. Dre, rather. Coming into Casino Square, now coming into Massenet, the first Massenet. Just holding that middle line, not letting Crossy any room for it to take a bit of contact, but that's alright. Now I think everyone's sort of settled back down from the looks of things. Is Zach actually gaining on McKenzie?
Looks like it.
Yeah, it's just stable around that 3-second mark there, Smeg. It just seems to not be moving. It's actually going down quite more than it's going up.
Yeah.
It's going up more than it's going down, sorry.
I just wonder, does he actually have wing damage? Maybe a lime green wing, perhaps. It looks relatively okay, but he might just have a lime green wing, because he's using everything that he's got. He's 1.3 seconds off his fastest lap. So, yeah, there's something wrong with that car.
It's raining.
Oh, it is. It is
just
raining.
Flick it into rain. It did too.
Oh, hello.
Now that's going to make it horrible for 40.
I don't think it'll play that back today.
Oh no, like the track won't get wet enough to.
No, but yeah, it might just give it enough to give 40 greasy tyres.
It will change the temperature on circuit, so it will change how the tyre behaves just a little bit, and yeah, it will just amplify for 40 because on those 34 lap old mediums, yeah, he's going to have no pace at all.
Was rain always on the radar, Toddy? Did the drivers know that it was going to rain near the end?
No.
Or was the session's just gone for that long where rain is decided to show up?
Supposed to be overcast, but it didn't say any rain.
Crossing. 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. And he's got a completely broken front wing. How on earth have you done that? I didn't see you make contact with anyone, but no, you've got a broken wing. Dear me.
Yeah,
So
probably a couple
still
bumps here and there, just on the side of the road, but... Now... Will any of the top three slip up just from this timid weather conditions here on the final couple laps of this race here? But they're on the soft compound. It's not going to be too much of an issue.
Zach's really struggling, to keep up.
I think he's packed up. I think he's just comfortable on a podium.
Yeah, I don't know.
Looks like McKenzie's catching Andrew.
It does, doesn't it? I wonder.
And Stewart can actually DRS dump as well. He's got 50%.
Well, I've said these magical words a couple of times through this race. As Tao gets a 3 second.
He's really catching up, McKenzie.
And that is team orders. And I wonder, is he just going to let him by?
But this is for an amazing now back-to-back, and it's at Monaco.
Yes.
He's going to get the double M here, Mexico, Monaco. But
he knows as much as anyone else that Stuart McKenzie has a shot at the Drivers' Championship. And by switching positions, it's not going to change anything in the Constructors' Championship.
Of course.
And I know they are good mates, and I am sure they are talking to each other in some sort of party. I just wonder if F1 Amazing Hour is just going to let him through and let McKenzie take the W and the 42 points that come along with it. We'll have to wait and see, but... as there is an almighty train. Holy moly.
All the way from 40
Crossy, Revolution, Alonso, and the very lazy Tao, all in this god almighty train for 4th place. The best of the rest position. Oh my goodness me. That's how little pace 40 has on at the moment on those tyres. This absolutely has no speed. It's amazing how it crosses the line to start the final lap.
6 tenths in front of McKenzie.
I just wonder.
It'll be really interesting.
I feel like they're going to battle. Imagine they have a pile up. Surely not.
No. I think Amazing Hour will just let him by. Maybe do a Barrichello on the last lap.
Just at the last bit of the track.
I mean, it's probably the safest place to do it is on pit straight to let someone by.
Yeah,
I hope we see
exactly.
them battle.
Imagine.
Well, it'll be great to watch.
Obviously.
I mean, it's a fight for the lead. I mean,
They will
but,
knock. Yeah. If he does let him go into first, he does knock down.
Whoa,
Oh!
whoa, whoa!
Whoa! Was that a
that's a
Whoa!
mistake.
Was that a
Oh,
mistake,
wow.
or was that a old left-right
A
finesse
mistake.
for a bit
Was
of a
that
camera?
mistake or a mistake?
I think it was. I think it was for show there, but we'll take it as a mistake.
We'll take it as a mistake because it's ultimately relinquished Amazing Hour of the lead, and Stuart McKenzie will come around. Anthony knows he's not going to back off. It's going to be an Alfa Romeo 1-2 here at Monaco. Stuart McKenzie to F1 Amazing Hour. Zach Crichton will finish in P3, and somehow, some way, 40 will come home in 4th place, I think.
He goes to 5th. He's dropped down. Aaron jumps in.
There we go. So it is an Alfa Romeo 1-2 and a Mercedes-Benz 3-4.
And once again, Stuart McKenzie's on
What
the
is
podium.
going on here? Have a look at that.
Look at the top 8. That is magnificent.
Oh,
Alpha
Wildboy
1-2, Mercedes 3-4, 40
oh my.
5-6,
And then Wildboy had to
Revolution,
ruin it. We could have
Red
had
Bull, and that bloody Crossy, damn you.
We can just delete Crossy.
Yeah, sorry, Crossy, DNF, mate. DNF. That's for sure.
But yeah, that's incredible. what a sight to see.
But very nice.
But once again, Stuart McKenzie decides to jump on the podium with us two commentating. It's returned.
Yeah, well, every time we've done commentary, an Alfa Romeo has won, and it still hasn't. It still hasn't stopped. Mackenzie wins here at Monaco with F1 Amazing Hour after he drove an absolutely superb race. Comes home in P2, and Zach Crichton, after an astonishing qualifying session, just made a slight mistake at Massenet, breaking his front wing and potentially losing the race win. Oh,
great recovery to P3 nonetheless.
Fantastic recovery to P3. There we go. And everyone's got, oh, look at the penalties. So many penalties.
25 seconds.
Stuart wins with F1 Amazing Hour P2, Zach Crichton P3, Aaron P4, 40 P5, Romy Alonso P6, Revolution P7, Dr. Dre P8, Crossy P9, Very Lazy Tail P10, Spelly P11, Gammy Way for P12, Roscoe Arm P13, J Banks P14, Logboy P15, El Tonki P16. I believe that's the finishes as well. I'll just quickly go into Race Director and try and get all the warnings. I don't think I'm going to get them though.
I've pinched them.
Oh, you pinched them? There we go.
Just in case, who knows?
I'm going to get it. Oh, crap. I almost got him.
Nearly.
Oh, but what an event. Shall we get the top 3 in here, fellas? We'll have a bit of discussion, or...
Yeah, get the top 3, especially the 2 Alpha drivers doing phenomenal work to do a multi-21. But, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they won't tell us that. We'll have to wait and see. Let's see, where are you, fellas? Come on, list. There you are. So, Amazing Hour, Mackenzie, where are you? All the way down here, Zach Crichton. There we go. Invite sent. What's a nice little Monaco Grand Prix? A few things happened here and there. It wasn't the drama fest that was Diamond Championship, but it was pretty good nonetheless, I have to say.
Yeah, yeah, they both have their own category. There's something. 2-1, there was still some special moments.
There's Amazing Hour. See if they can't get the other 2 as well. Mackenzie has joined. There we go. So we've got the top 2. Let's see if we can't get Mr. Crichton as well. Come on, Zach. I know you want to talk. I know you want to talk about your pole lap. Where are you? Come on. I know you want to talk about your 8.6. I know you do. Come on. I know you do. I'll send him another invite just so I'm serious. Hold on. Oh. Hang on. Where are you? I'll send him this. Oh, there we go. But seeing as we got the top two in here, we might as well start off the interviews. So, gentlemen, congratulations on a 1-2 finish. We'll start off with the race winner, Stuart McKenzie. That must be a big boost for you to win this race and to get maximum points towards the Drivers' Championship.
Yeah, no, thanks, Meg. It was quite a tough one. I got wing damage, like, quite early, like 7 laps into my medium stint, so I was kind of sitting about 4 or 5 seconds behind Andrew, and then the safety car came out, and obviously we both pitted. I had to change the wing, and I came out behind Aaron, and had to kind of get a hurry on, make some moves. Yeah, so I got past Aaron down into Rascasse, and then Bailey down into Novel Chicane, had it all locked up to pull it up and make sure I didn't shove him off the track. Mm-hmm. And then I think Andrew was saying he reckons he's hit the wall to back with like 2 or 3 laps to go, and it's giving him the slightest amount of wing damage, and I've just been able to gain the last 4 or 5 seconds into it. I'm not sure what happened at the Novel Chicane. I'm not sure whether he I think he's just hit the curb, but
made an accident or.
What? We'll get to that. We'll let Mackenzie.
Oh, boys, no, not like that.
No. In fairness, you finish off what you were saying.
But so I'm not sure whether I think Andrew's just hit the curb, and these they had a massive lock up, and I'm not sure how you guys are going to interpret it and that, but anyway, I'll take a win at Monaco of all places as good way to get some points back, and with Revolution having another poor result, finishing lower in the order, I think that's kind of helped me consolidate P3 with only a couple of rounds to go. Don't think I'm catching Zach and Bailey at the front though, so I'm going to need them to sneak off for a few beers once lockdown's all over and done with, and help out the boys.
No, a superb result, a fantastic result for Alpha Romeo, and we'll move on to P2, Mr. Amazing Hour. The amount of times I called you F1 Amazing Hour is absolutely ridiculous. I have to try and get used to your new name. But congratulations on the P2. It was an absolutely superb race and some really great racecraft around a circuit that's incredibly difficult. You make some stellar moves here and there. Just take us through your race as a whole, and we need to talk about what happened on the final lap. But let's go through the race as a whole, how it went for you.
Yeah, it was pretty good, to be honest. I didn't get a great start, but then I think there was a bit of a chain reaction with, Bailey, Revolution, and a couple of others, and I was able to get Revolution at the start, and then we were just kind of stuck in no man's land after Bailey pitted. Zach was obviously streaking away a little bit, and I was able to keep up with Macca, but I wasn't able to get close enough to try and pass him, so I decided to try and undercut. Wasn't really sure if it was going to work or not. When the VSC came out, I thought it'd absolutely backfired, but turns out I just managed to nip the pair of them probably by less than half an inch. But anyway, then I was just able to get through the traffic fairly well. And then safety car came out at the end. Pitted for softs, obviously, had the double stack, but Macca still came out in fourth. We were able to get up to the front, and then I don't know if I've actually done it when I've overtaken Bailey, because we haven't exactly left each other a heap of room in the hairpin, and both of us have actually tapped the wall. So I don't know, my what do you call it? The MFD wasn't showing me anything, but I don't know. Maybe the left front got knocked off or something. I'm pretty pissed about that. I've always wanted to win at Monaco, and but fucking GG Macca anyway. I mean, caught me, made the most of me screwing up at the end. So, next race, then we'll see what happens.
Well, what happened at the Novel Chicane? Was it just a slight mistake on your part, or was it the car?
I expected him to go for a dive or something, and I tried to open up the entry, and I don't know. I think I've braked on the curb or something, and I just felt the wheel get really loose, so I felt like the car was going to snap. So I've tried to drag it off the curb, and then the car's just basically started to slide everywhere. So I've tried to catch it, and I could have rejoined in front of him, but last time I did that, I got given a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. So, yeah, I didn't want to do that again.
That's fair enough. No, it was a superb race, amazing hour. There's some really great overtakes in there, and a really solid pace throughout. And it seems it was indeed a genuine mistake at Nouvelle Chicane. There wasn't anything behind it. But regardless of that, it was a superb race by both alphas. A fantastic 1-2 finish for the both of you. Now, Mr. Crichton, I know you're in here. I know you're listening to me. Let's talk about qualifying first. That was one hell of a lap. I have to say, that 1 minute 8.6 was one of the most majestic laps I have ever witnessed in my life. It was. Did it feel like that, or do you feel there was a bit more
Hot
on
lap
the
specialist, baby.
Well, it's Monaco. I was like, if you're gonna get pole, this is the one. Massive bragging rights to just, Surprisingly, it was actually a bad lap. I was aiming for like a 4, but first sector was quite not. I don't know.
Have we lost him?
I think we might.
Sky Sports?
Hello, Mr. Crichton, can you hear me? Because you suddenly dropped out.
Sorry, Mike
Sky?
just went flat. Love that.
Oh,
So
right.
brought it home with a 6, I think, in quali. So I was happy with that. Besides, but and then the race, safety car, I think lap 1 or 2, something like that, and that kind of threw me off. I saw Bailey pit. I was like, oh, maybe I should have stopped, but I didn't want to be in the traffic, so stayed out, which wasn't too bad, I guess. And then pitted 1 lap later, then amazing hour, and came out and just tried too hard around the outside. I don't know what corner that is, turn 3, and got yellow wing, and I was still going not too bad, and then caught up to Spilly or that massive pack and wrecked the other side, and
I was going to ask you about that. How do you feel about that battle that you had with Spilly? Do you think it was fair between you two, or do you think there was a bit of foul play here and there throughout that?
Oh, it's Monaco. It's hard, but he was always just moving in the braking area, but it's Monaco, so I think we came together a couple of times at the hairpin. He couldn't turn enough, and then we just locked, and then I had to grab reverse, and the second time at turn 1, he half spun, so then I had to wet up a little bit for him, not too much. But yeah, and then the final safety car, and then funnily enough, my controller went flat, so it didn't have any sound for 5 laps, and then I paused it with 4 to go. I was like, oh, I should probably pause it so I can hear the car. And brought it home in 3rd. I thought I was done that race. I thought maybe best was 6 or 7. Let's just try and bring it home, and managed to steal a podium.
Well, thank you very much. Alcatraz, do you have anything to add that I may have missed out on?
No, everything seems to be wrapped up perfectly there, Smeg. You can sign us off for the Monaco Grand Prix.
Well, that was one hell of a race. Well, thank you to gentlemen and F1 Amazing Hour who did leave. Goodness sake, LR Amazing. I have to get used to that. For joining us in the commentary box for post-race interviews. Thank you very much for sharing what you liked to share. And thank you, Alcatraz, again, for stepping in and taking the controls behind the stream tonight. I hope you had a fantastic time watching this race as much as I have.
It would be more enjoyable driving around there, but I did that a few weeks ago, but it was good to see it from the comms box point of view and how the Tier 1 drivers do it. So fantastic from all of them, and I really enjoyed it up here.
Well, thank you very much again for filling in on short notice. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching what has been a very nice Monaco Grand Prix. We saw some fantastic overtaking on a circuit that it's almost next to impossible, really, to overtake. We saw some fantastic race car craft, and we saw some fantastic driving from Mr. Crichton. I mean, that was a very, very nice lap to watch, I have to say.
Yeah, boy.
But ladies and gentlemen, that will be it for round 12 of the Dynamic Knights Esports Masters Championship. Tune in for next week. We're going under lights in the Middle East. We're going to quite possibly the worst circuit in Formula One history ever. Okay, it's such a crap circuit, but for whatever reason, in the game, it's actually pretty nice. Pretty nice racing on offer anyway. We're going to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix at the Yas Marina circuit. Until then, I've been the Smeg, and alongside me tonight has been Mr. NBC-ALCATRAZ, and our special guest coming through midway through Todston 99 after having that accident at the back. Very nice input from him indeed. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next stream.